Hello, my name is Megan Conklin. I am the Worldwide Director for IBM LinuxONE and LinuxONE System Z. This discussion is about going green with IBM LinuxONE and SUSE. Before jumping in, I just want to say thank you. It is always a distinct pleasure and honor to work with the SUSE team, and it really is a pleasure to be here as part of SUSECOM. So this session is it's going to discuss environmental challenges of IT today and how organizations are becoming more efficient through their adoption of IBM LinuxONE and SUSE as they become green with their IT. So let's jump right in. Many of you know this, and it probably is what drew you here. Sustainability. It is a rapidly growing area of focus for many organizations. This is something that used to be nice to have, and now it is a have to have. And in the world of IT, it is becoming scrutinized, energy use, all of the good things that come with running all of these powerful servers in the data center. So that is becoming increasingly aware for our clients that this is an area in which they can do something about it. On a personal note, I think we all know that if you look at the center column, 50% of us prefer to partner with or buy from companies that have communicated a commitment to sustainability. Think your Amazon purchase and when you have the opportunity to pick a delivery on a certain day of the week when a truck will be in your neighborhood. It is all over. It is surrounding us, and sustainability is a topic that truly everyone can talk about. You can sit at your dinner table at home and talk about it. You can pick up the phone and call your older parents and talk about sustainability. You can pick up a newspaper, turn on the news, scroll through your feed on your social media platforms, and sustainability is always there. And as I said earlier, it used to be a nice to have, and now it's a have to have, truly a business imperative. I mean, these are some big numbers. 74% consider ESG factors to be very important to the enterprise value of their company. And even more so, 73% have set a net zero goal with an average target date of 2044. I often challenge my sellers when they're talking about sustainability and what it means to their clients. If you are any client you throw my way a name, I will quickly go onto Google and search them and throw in ESG or sustainability, and you can find just about every client's social commitment to net zero emissions by a certain date. And that tells us, that validates that sustainability is important to our clients. And taking it a step further, IBM Business Institute for Value put out some surveys of their own. And in fact, this first one came out May of last year when IBM Think was happening in Boston. 51% of CEOs surveyed named sustainability as their greatest challenge for their organization over the next 2 to 3 years. Over half. We have now gotten to a point where it's over half. That, again, it validates that this is a serious concern. This is being talked about in boardrooms. It's something that our clients need to take action on. And to have CIOs and CTOs identify sustainability as a top area where tech will have the greatest impact, that's huge. The decisions they make today are going to impact them over the next 3 years in getting to those net zero emissions, the very things that they're being measured on by their board. So as sellers, as folks that are working for companies that have IT that are going to help these clients get there, there's big opportunity for us. 86% of these organizations that have a sustainability strategy, that net zero emission goal that they have, only 35% have acted on them. For the most part, it's because they're not sure how to get started. But for us, it's a big opportunity. It means they need our help. They need us to come together and partner and bring to them the very best of green IT solutions. At IBM, we built out a complete sustainability point of view, and that's what you see here. It is not just infrastructure. We are a software company, a services company, but we have to cook and eat our own cooking. And then we also serve our cooking to all of our clients, right? So we have our roadmap, we have our strategy, and the products that go along with it in our full portfolio. It is important to note that IBM has been a steward in this space for a very long time. For at least 20 years, IBM has been taking this very serious. As we innovate, as we put new products out into the market, we make sure that we are improving upon our sustainability, that we're using less power, that we are shipping our products in recyclable crates, that there is a full circular economy, that we're not just throwing away the materials that make up our products. So there's that component. There's also the component of how do we help you, Mr. and Mrs. Client, become sustainable? How do we help you monitor your environment? observability. A lot of our software portfolio suite addresses that. Here for Linux One today, we're talking about responsible computing and green IT. This is strictly infrastructure. That's what this is about. This is about IBM having the most sustainable infrastructure in the market and finding a way to bring it to our clients to market to help them reach their goals. So why green IT? You know, you think green IT and it sounds nice, but what does it really mean? Data center energy use. That's what it's about. The carbon footprint, reducing, shrinking the carbon footprint. The amount of energy that data centers use is enormous. And specifically, when we get to the conversation about technology, we're talking about finding ways to reduce that. And that statistic we saw earlier, that only 35% have actually done something about their goal, they didn't know where to go. This is someplace they can go. It's immediate. It's going to give them results quickly. They can observe it. They can report it, which is very important because many of our clients, bonuses, just their KPIs, they're all tied back to sustainability goals that the corporation has, that a boardroom is asking about. So it's very important that we address this. So now that we've established that sustainability is here, it's not going anywhere. It isn't just a buzzword. It truly is a moment in time. Like I said, we talk to everyone about it. It is important. It's even important for the talent that we are attracting to our companies. This next generation that's up and coming, they really care. They want to make sure they're working for a company that cares and takes this very seriously. And SUSE does, as well as IBM. So sustainability, it's here. What do we do? How do we help? And the reason you're listening to this conversation is because you're interested in this green IT Linux One. Linux has been around for a while within IBM, going back to 2000. I would like to call your attention down to the very bottom where you'll see the SUSE logo on the bottom left. You guys have been in the boat with us since the very beginning. That shows how strong our partnership is. And just like IBM, you, SUSE, have been innovating, growing, responding to the needs of your clients and the clients' organizations and the demands of their board. So I find this chart to be very important, and I share it a lot with clients because I want them to understand that for 22, 23 years, we've had a lot of innovation and investment in this platform. Linux is not going anywhere. It is not something new. It has been around. But yes, absolutely, we are seeing a complete surge and a lot of momentum around Linux One right now. And for 7 years, the product has been in the industry, but we've seen such a boom. And last year, 2022, was the best year that we've seen since Linux One was introduced. So the momentum is there. We want to ride it with you, SUSE, and this is our time to come together and bring both of our products together, find the synergy, and help our clients. So Linux One, if you're not familiar with it, it is our enterprise grade Linux only server. It is born from a mainframe, but it is not a mainframe. You cannot run ZOS on a Linux One machine. Okay, so it is a Linux only enterprise server. There's a number of different sizes. If you look over to the left, Linux One Emperor 4, we announced that last September, after IBM announced the Z16 Telum processor. So the Telum processor is under the covers of the Emperor 4. And just this May, we announced in April and was just GA'd in May, the Rockhopper 4, which is our mid-range Linux only server. And what's really cool is for the first time ever, we did a rack mount option. Again, taking advantage of sustainability goals and helping our clients get there. This is a better use of space. It is now rack mountable, a rack mountable Linux only enterprise server, which is absolutely awesome. And it is going to help our clients co-locate, make really great use of their floor space, and really just continue to innovate. I want to call your attention to the top right. In December of last year, IBM Linux One Emperor 4 won the Sustainable Product Award that was issued by SEAL. We are so proud of that. Why are we so proud of it? Of course, the obvious reasons, but for me personally, it shows that this is a real product with a future, with a sustainable value proposition that has actual proof points. It's not a buzzword. It's not a marketing term. It's not advertising. This is an external award for a product that truly is sustainable and has a mission to help the users become more sustainable as well. That's something to be proud of, and we don't take it lightly. And as wonderful as it is, it's going to drive us to do better with the next generation. So LinuxONE value prop is huge, right? It's built for the modern data center to optimize flexibility and sustainability. What does that mean? It's a consolidation play for us. That's what we're talking about. It's the advantages compared to x86. Okay, that's what we really are after when we talk about sustainability and LinuxONE. This is sustainable consolidation of the server sprawl. So if you have an x86 environment running applications, databases on a Linux distro of SUSE, we would like to consolidate it on to a LinuxONE. Okay, that's what we can do. A single IBM Rockhopper 4 can do the work of up to 1440 x86 cores. That's pretty huge. And on the high end, it's even more so. You may have seen in the news, in IBM's press releases and our earnings remarks from Arvind Krishna, Citibank has consolidated onto LinuxONE from x86, and they have a 33-to-1 consolidation ratio for their workload of MongoDB. And that has given them a data center energy reduction of 70%. That's money back in your client's pocket. That's a check in the box towards making sure they are reporting that they are actively making strides against their sustainability goals. So that is what it means to be a modern data center, to optimize flexibility and sustainability. Leveraging the economies of scale with LinuxONE. What does that mean? Okay, this is really the meat and potatoes when we talk about x86 versus LinuxONE. We rely heavily on TCO studies because when you're talking about server sprawl and consolidating down, you have to take that software savings into consideration. We also do a carbon emissions study with it as well. Okay, so the TCO calculator that you see on the bottom there is a great way to get started. It pretty much will ask very simplistic questions. It's external for you and for our clients to use, and IBMers, of course, have it at their fingertips to help as well. But it gives us the opportunity to take a current environment of x86 servers, take the software stack, and then we'll take our estimated consolidation ratio and translate that into what this workload that we just listed out for x86 is going to look like on LinuxONE. Okay, everything from networking details, the floor space, cooling, power and cooling, the software licenses, all of the things that come into the TCO, not total cost of acquisition, because we don't want to go there. We want to talk about the total cost of ownership of the consolidation. That's the economy of scale that we want to talk about, because the total cost of ownership on average is 47%. Okay, so where does that come from? It comes from a group within IBM called IT Economics, and they are happy to work with you and the IBM sellers and our clients. They operate as an independent consultant, and they come in and they talk to your clients and they tell them about the value of LinuxONE, or perhaps they want to talk about IFLs that are going to go onto their mainframe. But in this case, we're talking about LinuxONE. And if the client agrees, that the team comes in and they gather SAR data from the clients and they model what this environment that we have picked will look like. Okay, and they show them all of the savings that they'll have. They can build in growth. It's really quite a compelling case. And the other thing that they have that we just made external at the end of last year is a CO2e tool. And that is also external on IBM's website. And it's very similar to what this is, but what it does is you can say, I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay, so we'll do that on the drop-down screen and we find out what the kilowatt per hour cost is there. And then you say how many x86 servers you have running, and then it'll tell you what the carbon footprint is for that. Okay, and then it will translate that, because of the workload, into what it would look like on a LinuxONE, and then what the carbon footprint for that is. And the beauty of that is sometimes you have an application or a database that's running on a mainframe or on an older LinuxONE, and the client says, it's not strategic anymore, I want to get off of it. Okay, well, Mr. Miss Customer, do you understand what that's going to do to your company's carbon footprint? So you do the reverse. You show them what the carbon footprint is today on that hardware, and then what it would look like if they spread it across a bunch of x86 servers. Now, when everyone is tasked with trying to reduce their carbon footprint to get to those goals, now they're just doing the opposite. They're making it a heck of a lot worse. They're growing their carbon footprint, and nobody wants to be doing that today. And on top of that, they're increasing their data center energy use, which means they're paying more money per month, making it actually a more expensive solution. So after the workload is moved to LinuxONE, we have sustainability software in our portfolio suite that can help with the manageability, observability of what the environment looks like. But we always see reduced greenhouse gas emissions, reduced electricity consumption, and improved response time and error rate. This discussion focused primarily on sustainability and green IT, but this platform with SUSE offers a heck of a lot more to our clients than just sustainability. Sustainability goes across all of our offerings and all of our go-to-market priorities, because when you're working on this platform, you will always have a sustainable gain, always, every time. And that is something that we are very proud of. There's a full demo from our sustainability software with LinuxONE on the link at the bottom, which I encourage everyone to go to. When we launched our machine at the Open Source Summit in Dublin last year, we had this demo running at our booth, and it was very cool, and it really resonates. And everything I just talked about on the TCO calculator, essentially what this demo does, it shows you that consolidation and then how you monitor, how you're going to read it, the glass, if you will, so that it's real time. And that's, in today's day and age, it has to be real time. It has to show you exactly how much energy you're using. And in this demo's case, it shows you the efficiencies of LinuxONE over x86. So, better together. How true is that? IBM and SUSE. Really, to be able to have this conversation, the way we're selling at IBM is changing. We know we cannot sell without partnering with you. We know we can't partner, or we can't win without selling with you and the ISVs. So it cannot just be IBM anymore. We have to be better together, and we are better together with you, SUSE, and partnering with our core ISVs. Okay, so I love that there's this statement here from computerweekly.com. IBM and SUSE Linux are to work together on providing Linux support and service to their corporate customers. We do work together, and we need to work together more. IBM TLS does provide expertise and the commitment to SUSE. We are always looking to partner with you, and TLS provides that support. It is world-class support. Often I say in the LinuxONE world and Linux on Z, it's the white glove service. It is what differentiates IBM from other vendors. And when we partner together and your service support is with IBM through TLS, it is a single point of contact and accountability. And that's really huge for our clients. They want one person to pick up the phone and call. We cannot make it a complicated matrix for them to try and get the help they need. We need to make sure we are agile and that we are accelerating our clients' productivity. Our hardware, your distro, have to come together. And we do, and when we do, we certainly are better together. So how IBM delivers meaningful value to our clients, as I just said, it's that agility, the speed, right? We need to be able to work quickly. We cannot hold them up from their processes. But the quality, that white glove service, we take it very seriously within IBM to make sure we are giving expert care to our clients at all times. You know, when they're working in a production environment, there is no margin for error. We must respond as fast as we possibly can. And the availability, that 24/7, it's very important to have it. And, you know, I like the bottom, the second to last bullet there on the left, reducing complexity. And I talked about that before, the matrix. So often you hear that everything has to be easy. It has to be automated. You know, we say we want automated, and it's automated when you want to be, boom, get me that ticket open, boom, get it bumped up to where it needs to be. But at the end of it, there needs to be a person. And we do have a person there talking to our clients. We make it a point to make sure we are having conversations and opening calls and getting them the support they need. And there is contract simplicity and flexibility. The IBM TLS team is always willing to work with you on what you need from a pricing services standpoint. Really, this is about our two companies coming together and making sure we are delivering to our clients every day in the most meaningful possible way. So that wraps up my discussion today on Linux One, and I hope you enjoyed it. My contact information is part of all of this. Please reach out to me on LinkedIn or through email. Our team is always willing to partner with you and your team and your clients. If you would like us to do some enablement, if you would like us to take this conversation deeper and further, we are always happy to do so. I wish you all continued success in everything you do, and thank you for your time today.